Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Quintin's Treasures. He's got bright blonde hair, sparkling blue eyes, and you'll almost never see him without his favorite baseball cap on. Quintin absolutely loves baseball. He plays for the town team, the Hornets, and he's their star catcher. Every single game he's right there behind the plate, ready for anything. But Quintin has another love besides baseball, exploring. And he never explores alone. Meet Keesha. She's Quintin's super fluffy, super cute white chow chow. She looks like a big walking cloud, but don't let her cuteness fool you, she can be really stubborn sometimes. One of the coolest things about Keesha is her tongue. It has a little patch of blue, which is pretty special for chow chows. Together, Quintin and Keesha are the best adventure team. Before every single baseball game, they have a very important mission, to go on a quest and find a new treasure. Quintin believes that finding a treasure before a game brings his team good luck. And he always brings whatever he finds to the dugout to show his teammates. They love seeing what incredible things he discovers. So, what's today's mission? Well, Quintin's big game against the rival team, the Eagles, is just a few hours away. The pressure is on. He needs to find a really special treasure for this one. He grabs his trusty backpack, gives Keesha a little pat on the head, and they head out the back door. Come on, Keesha. We've got a treasure to find, he says, his eyes full of excitement. Keesha wags her fluffy tail and lets out a happy woof, ready for whatever comes their way. Their adventure today takes them to the old Whispering Woods, a place just behind Quintin's house. It's filled with tall, ancient trees, winding paths, and lots of secrets. People in town say that the woods are full of mysteries, and that's exactly what Quintin is hoping for. He's heard whispers of a hidden waterfall somewhere deep inside, and he has a feeling that's where today's treasure might be hiding. As they walk, the sunlight peeks through the leaves, making cool patterns on the ground. Quintin keeps his eyes peeled, looking under rocks and behind old logs. Keesha, with her amazing sense of smell, is sniffing everything. She runs ahead, then doubles back, her white fur standing out against the green and brown of the forest floor. Suddenly, Keesha stops and starts digging furiously near the base of a giant oak tree. What is it, girl? Did you find something? Quintin asks, running over. But it's not a treasure. Not yet. It's a tiny, scared-looking hummingbird with a hurt wing, tangled in some old vine. It's chirping weakly. Oh, you poor little thing, Quintin says softly. He carefully untangles the vine, being as gentle as he can. The hummingbird sits in his hand, trembling. Quintin knows he can't just leave it here. He needs to help it, but he also needs to find his treasure before the game. What should he do? Just then, a wise old owl with huge knowing eyes lands on a branch right above them. Who are you? The owl hoots, surprisingly clear. Quintin, wide-eyed, explains the situation. The owl, whose name is Professor Hoot, tells Quintin that helping a friend in need is the greatest treasure of all. He also knows a secret path to the hidden waterfall. He says that if Quintin helps the little hummingbird, he will guide them. Quintin agrees immediately. Professor Hoot shows him a special kind of leaf that can help soothe the hummingbird's wing. Quintin gently wraps the leaf around the tiny bird, who seems to relax almost instantly. The hummingbird, feeling a bit better, introduces himself as Zippy. He's so grateful that he promises to help Quintin on his quest. With Professor Hoot leading the way and Zippy perched carefully on Quintin's shoulder, the team continues their journey. They navigate through tricky paths and over little streams. Keesha is having the time of her life, splashing in the water and chasing butterflies. Professor Hoot shares stories about the forest and all the creatures that live there. Quintin is learning so much. He realizes the owl was right. This experience itself is a kind of treasure. Finally they hear it, the sound of rushing water. They push past the curtain of ivy and there it is, the hidden waterfall. It's beautiful. Water cascades down mossy rocks into a crystal-clear pool below. The air is cool and misty. Wow, Quintin whispers, completely in awe. Keesha barks excitedly, her tail wagging like crazy. Zippy the hummingbird, now feeling much stronger, zips off Quintin's shoulder and flies straight behind the waterfall. He comes back a moment later, chirping for them to follow. What is it, Zippy? Quintin asks. Professor Hoot explains that some waterfalls have hidden caves behind them. The treasure must be in there. Quintin exclaims. Taking a deep breath, Quintin carefully steps through the sheet of water. Keesha hesitates for a second. She's not a big fan of getting her perfect fur all wet, but she follows her best friend. Behind the waterfall is a small, dry cave. And in the center of the cave, sparkling an array of light coming from a crack in the ceiling. is a smooth, perfectly round riverstone that glows with a faint, warm light. It's a sunstone. This is it. This is the treasure. Quintin cheers. This is it. This is the treasure. He thanks Professor Hoot and Zippy for all their help. Zippy is now strong enough to fly on his own, and he zips around Quintin's head happily before flying off to find his family. Professor Hoot gives a wise nod and flies back into the forest canopy. Quintin puts the glowing sunstone safely in his pocket. Come on, Keesha, we're going to be late for the game. They race back home, full of energy and excitement from their adventure. When they get to the baseball field, Quintin's teammates are all warming up. Quintin! 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 Quintin grins and pulls out the sunstone. The whole team gathers around as he tells them the entire story about the whispering woods, the hurt hummingbird, the wise owl, the hidden waterfall, and the magical glowing stone. His teammates are amazed. They all touch the sunstone for good luck. That day, Quintin played the best game of his life. He caught every pitch perfectly, and even hit a home run to win the game. As he ran the bases, he could feel the faint warmth of the sunstone in his pocket. He knew it wasn't just the stone that brought them luck, but the adventure, the new friends he made, and the kindness he showed along the way. After the game, as the sun began to set, Quintin sat on his porch with Keesha resting at his feet. He held the sunstone, watching it glow softly in the twilight. It was a perfect end to a perfect day. What kind of treasure will he and Keesha find next time? Thanks for joining us on our first adventure with Quintin and Keesha. We hope you had as much fun as we did. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss the next episode of Quintin's Treasures. See you on the next adventure. Bye.